Bigfoot, the towering, mysterious figure said to roam the world's wildest and most inaccessible places, has become an enduring symbol of mystery and intrigue. Its legend has grown and evolved over generations, spanning countless cultures, scientific inquiries, technological advancements, and psychological theories. What began as fragmented folklore has turned into a sprawling, interconnected narrative, rich with human curiosity and speculation. To truly appreciate the depth of Bigfoot's cultural presence, we must trace its ancient origins, follow its journey through mythology and science, and explore the profound questions it raises about our relationship with the unknown. This is not merely the story of a hairy giant lurking in the shadows. It is the story of humanity's endless quest to understand the world around us and to uncover truths that have eluded us for millennia. The legend of Bigfoot is deeply rooted in the oral traditions of indigenous peoples. Long before Europeans set foot on the North American continent, Native American tribes told stories of a creature they often referred to as Sasquatch. The Halkomelem-speaking peoples of what is now British Columbia described Sasquatch as a large, hairy, bipedal being that roamed the dense, untamed forests. For them, Sasquatch was not merely a myth, but a known presence, an integral part of their cultural landscape. Far from being seen as a monster, Sasquatch was regarded with respect and reverence. It was thought to serve as a guardian of the natural world, a living embodiment of the wilderness's power and mystery. Sasquatch reminded people that they were not the ultimate rulers of the land. Instead, they were part of a delicate balance, coexisting with other beings that demanded respect and care. In their stories, Sasquatch often played dual roles. On one hand, it was a protective figure, safeguarding the forests from human exploitation and serving as a reminder of the sacredness of nature. On the other hand, it was a cautionary figure, capable of great strength and unpredictable behavior. Other tribes had their own versions of these stories. The Cherokee, for example, spoke of Tzul'kalu', a powerful, mysterious figure who lived high in the mountains. Tzul'kalu' was considered the great lord of the game. Farther north, the Iroquois spoke of the Gainozgwa, a massive, stone-skinned giant that lived in remote wilderness areas. Like Sasquatch and Tzul'kalu', the Gainozgwa was more than a creature. It was a symbol of nature's untamable power. Stories of the Gainozgwa warned of the dangers of venturing too far into the unknown, but they also reminded people that the wilderness was not empty. In the Himalayas, the Yeti has been a central figure in Tibetan and Nepali folklore for centuries. Known as Mete, or abominable snowman, the Yeti is often described as a tall, shaggy, ape-like figure that roams the snow-covered slopes of the high mountains. In Australia, the Aboriginal peoples have long told stories of the Yowie, a large, hairy, bipedal creature said to live in the remote bushland. Like Sasquatch, the Yowie is described as shy and elusive, avoiding human contact and disappearing into the wilderness when approached. South America's rainforests are home to another mysterious figure, the Mapinguari. Described as a massive, foul-smelling creature with unusual features such as a single eye or a mouth in its stomach, the Mapinguari is said to inhabit the deepest, most remote parts of the Amazon. In Sumatra, locals tell of the orang pendek, a small, bipedal, ape-like creature that moves with remarkable speed and agility. Although smaller than the Sasquatch, the orang pendek shares key traits. It is elusive, lives in dense forests, and represents a living link to a hidden natural world. When European settlers arrived in North America, they encountered these indigenous legends and blended them with their own folklore. In medieval Europe, tales of wild men, known as woodwoses, were widespread. These shaggy, forest-dwelling figures were thought to live outside the bounds of civilization, embodying humanity's primal instincts and its connection to the natural world. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, scientific discoveries began to add a new dimension to these legends. Fossilized remains of enormous prehistoric apes, like Gigantopithecus, showed that creatures of immense size and strength had once walked the earth. By the mid-20th century, Bigfoot had taken on a life of its own. In 1958, Jerry Crew's discovery of massive footprints in Northern California brought the name Bigfoot into popular usage. The 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film further propelled Bigfoot into the spotlight. The grainy footage, showing what appeared to be a large, ape-like creature walking along a riverbank, remains one of the most hotly debated pieces of evidence in the Bigfoot legend. As technology advanced, so too did the search for Bigfoot. Researchers began using night vision cameras, thermal imaging, and drones to scan remote forests. DNA analysis was applied to hair samples and scat, while audio recordings of eerie howls and wood knocks were studied for clues. Today, Bigfoot is more than just a cryptid. It is a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of the unknown, and a reminder that the world still holds mysteries.